Welcome to Sonicwall Video Solutions. My name is Kritika Nakshatri. In this video, we will demonstrate how to configure the web management settings using command line interface on SonicOS Enhanced. This video is valid for firmware version 5.8 and below. In order to configure the web management settings using command line interface, we will be using Terraterm to log into the console of the device. We then run a few simple commands to enable or disable the web management settings. We even go through the commands to enable or disable HTTP management and also to change the port numbers for HTTP and HTTPS. We currently have a laptop connected to the console port of the Sonicwall. I'm using a NSA 220 today for the demonstration. The firmware version on the device is 5.8.1.15. For a detailed explanation on how to connect to the console, please refer to our other video on how to log in using CLI. I'll be connecting using Terraterm. Once you connect to the console and see the user prompt, log in using the administrative credentials. Once you're logged in, to check the current status of the web management settings on the interfaces, you can run the command show web management. In the default settings, the firewall would have HTTP management not allowed, HTTP port set to 80, HTTPS management will be enabled only on the X0 interface. Here you will see HTTPS management also enabled on the X2 interface. This is because I have port shielded X2 to X0. HTTPS port is set to the default value of 443. Now, in order to configure the web management settings, type the command configure. Once you enter the configuration mode, if you need to enable HTTP management for the interfaces, you can run the command web-management space allow-http. If you want to see the status once the command is executed, you can again run the command show web management. You will now see that HTTP management per interface shows up. In order to enable HTTP management on the X0 interface, we run the command web-management space HTTP space enable space X0. You can check the status again if required, and you will now see that HTTP management has been enabled on the X0 interface. If you want to disable the management on any of the interfaces, you can run the command. So running the command no space web management space HTTP space enable space X0 will reverse the previously executed command and disable the HTTP management on the interface X0. Next, in order to change the default port numbers, for example, change the HTTPS port from 443 to 4443, we run the command. Once the command is executed, if you run the command show web management, you will see the HTTPS port change to 4443. If you want to restore it to default, you need to run the same command web management HTTPS port default. This will set the HTTPS port back to the default value. The HTTPS port is now back to 443. The changes are instantly applied and you don't have to specifically run another command to update the changes. If you need to revert back the default settings of the interfaces, you can run the command web management restore. This will not disable the HTTP management, but it will get all the interfaces to a default setting. You will see HTTP enabled on X0 and HTTPS also enabled on X0. In this case, it is enabled on X2 as well because X2 is port shielded to X0 currently. Once the configurations are complete, type the command end to end the configuration mode, and then exit to log out of the Sonicwall. This brings us to the end of this video on how to configure the web management settings using command line interface.